Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Zeitgeist. Second Some Common. Today, we are dealing with a short story titled Toba Tek Singh by Saadat Hasan Manto. And this is included in the first module. And to talk about the short story, it was published in 1955. It follows inmates in a Lahore asylum, some of whom are to be transferred to India following the 1947 partition. The story is a powerful satire on the relationship between India and Pakistan. To talk about the partition, it was the greatest mass movement of humanity in history. In the days and months leading up to the partition of India in August 1947, 14 million people moved and 2 million died as the new nation of Pakistan was created. The borderline was arbitrary and artificial, and it was established by British barrister called Sir Cyril Radcliffe. And in trying to slice India along religious lines, it turned former Muslims, Hindu and Sikh friends and neighbors against each other. The partition was brutal and bloody. And to Saadat Hasan Manto, a Muslim journalist, short story author and Indian film screenwriter living in Bombay, it appeared maddeningly senseless. Manto was already an established writer before August 1947 partition, but the stories he would go on to write about partition would come to cement his reputation. It was a true copy of what happened between India and Pakistan. Though his working life was cut short by an addiction to alcohol, leading to his death at early age of 43, Manto produced 20 collections of short stories, 5 collections of radio dramas, 3 essays, 2 sketches, 1 novel, and a clutch of film scripts. Okay, this is about author and the background of the story. So let's come to the story. The story starts with the phrase, "Madness has no nationality and it knows no boundaries and barriers." So the story talks about an asylum, and it is story about two inhabitants in the asylum. And 9 people and their experience in the time of partition is given here. 2 or 3 years after the partition, the governments of India and Pakistan thought that they should exchange their prisoners and also the inmates of the lunatic asylums. Muslim lunatics from India would be sent to Pakistan and Hindu and Sikh lunatics would be sent to India. That was the agreement. Several high-level discussions were made and the day of the transfer was fixed. After the great deal of investigation, the lunatics who had relatives in India were kept here. The others were sent to the borders. Since there were no Hindus or Sikhs in Pakistan, the question of retaining anyone did not arise. All the lunatics, Hindus and Sikhs were brought to the border. Let's talk about the title. Toba is a Punjabi word meaning pond, named after the Sikh religious leader Tek Singh. The legend says that Tek Singh was a kind-hearted man, served water and provided shelter to tired travelers of all castes and creeds. He did that near a small pond. That is why the place got the name Toba Tek Singh. In this story, Mando describes a situation that an individual can't escape because of this political partition. And here we have Vishen Singh, who gets the name Toba Tek Singh. He was a man from the place Toba Tek Singh and now living in this asylum, lunatic asylum, along with other inmates. Some of the inmates were not lunatic at all. Many of them were murderers. Their relatives had bribed the asylum authorities to keep them there so that they would not be hanged. For one lunatic, the Hindustan-Pakistan issue caused more problem. One day, while he was sweeping, he suddenly stopped walking and climbed onto a tree and remained for 2 hours lecturing extensively about Pakistan versus Hindustan. After remaining 2 hours on the tree top, he announced that he don't want to be anywhere in Pakistan or in Hindustan. He just want to keep there on the tree top. Later, he came down and he hugged his Sikh and Hindu friends and cried because he don't want to separate from them. Actually, the inmates of asylum don't know what happened in India. But in Lahore, the news of the transfer brought an interesting speculation among the inmates. One man who had been reading Zamindar, the newspaper, regularly for 12 years was approached by a friend. The friend asked him what Pakistan was. After a lot of thinking, the man said Pakistan was a place in India where they manufactured blades. The friend was satisfied with the answer. See how sarcastically Saadat Hasan Mando brought the partition, the bloody partition, as what something foolish through this description. He's a man who reads the newspaper for 12 years and still he says Pakistan is a place in India. And we are moving to other description of inmates. A Sikh lunatic asked another Sikh, "Why are we sent to Hindustan? We can't even speak their language." See their reply. But he added with a smile, "I know the language of the Hindustanis. The Hindustanis are devilish. They start and hotly." Another inmate, while he was taking a bath, shouted Pakistan Zindabad so loudly that he slipped on the floor and fainted. See how much it affected people in the lunatics. And in the case of the murderers, I told you they were not lunatics, still they have to keep themselves in the asylum. They knew what was going on and also something about Pakistan, but they did not have all the facts. Most of the guards on the duty were illiterate and so nothing could be got from them. Okay, what they knew was that there was a man called Muhammad Ali Jinnah, known as Quaid-e-Azam, who founded a separate country for the Muslims. The country was called Pakistan. They did not know where Pakistan was or where its boundaries were. Because of this, the early mad people were in a situation as they did not know whether they were in Pakistan or India. They were in India a minute ago. They did not understand how they had become Pakistanis, as they had not even moved an inch from the asylum. One morning, a Muslim engineer who used to spend most of his time walking back and forth in a particular part of the garden suddenly removed his clothes and started running about naked. This happened in the case of an Muslim engineer. Okay, the news of the partition brought such a shock in his dealings. And we are moving to another character named Muhammad Ali. He was an active member of the Muslim League, used to have his bath 15 times a day, another lunatic. Suddenly he gave up bathing altogether. He said he was Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Quaid-e-Azam. Following his example, a Sikh said he was Master Tara Singh. Okay, he took another characterization. There would be a bloodshed, and so they were declared dangerous and they were confined to separate quarters. So we can expect a fight in between this Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Master Tara Singh, the two fake identities. So they were confined into separate confinements. And we are moving to another character. In the lunatic asylum, there was a lawyer from Lahore who became mad because of the tragic love affair. He was terribly sorry that Amritsar became a part of India because the girl he loved was from there. Although she had rejected him, he continued loving her. He cursed both Hindu and Muslim leaders who caused the division of the country. His lover was an Indian and he was a Pakistani. Some others tried to comfort him by saying he would be sent to Hindustan. But he did not want to leave Lahore because his slow practice would not thrive in Amritsar. See, there are two Anglo-Indians are there in the lunatic asylum as inmates. In the European ward, there were two Anglo-Indians. When they came to know that the English had left after giving freedom to India, they were very disturbed. In many secret meetings, they discussed about their future status, what will happen to them. Okay, what will happen to the asylum if the English were left? What was their tensions? Would their ward be retained? They got European ward to take care of them. Would he be retained? That was one of their doubts. And another doubts, would they get their breakfast, European breakfast? Or would they be forced to eat the bloody Indian chapati instead of bread? That was their tensions. See, at each description of different characters, Saadat Hussain Mando adds sarcasm and satire to talk about the follies of partition. And we are coming to the protagonist of the story, the main character. He was a Sikh who was in the asylum for 15 years, kept saying some meaningless sentence to himself, always uttering some meaningless words. He did not sleep either in the day or in the night. The guard said he never slept. He did not even lie down. Sometimes he leaned against the wall when he feels tired. His feet and ankles were swollen from too much of standing, but he refused to rest. And how this partition affected him? He seriously listened to talk about the partition, and then he would repeat the meaningless sentences. And that will be ending with the Deep Pakistan government, Deep Pakistan government. Later, this phrase was replaced with another comic quotation, De Toba Tek Singh government. So this man was called Toba Tek Singh. He began asking people where Toba Tek Singh was. It was his hometown once. But no one could answer him. whether it belongs to Hindustan or in Pakistan. No one could answer him. If someone tried, there would be some more confusion. Today Lahore is in Pakistan, but does anyone know where it will be tomorrow? Can anybody guarantee that both Hindustan and Pakistan will not disappear someday? See, these are the questions. His name was Bishan Singh. Okay, people called him Toba Tek Singh. Though the passage of time did not mean anything to him, he waited for his visitors and relatives. The man's hair had become thin. Since he seldom bathed, his hair and beard had become glued together, giving him a fearful look. He was harmless, and in 15 years he never fought with anyone. He had been a well-to-do landowner once. Then suddenly he became mad. His relatives tied him with iron chains and brought him to the asylum. They visited him once in a month. Their visits continued until the disturbances of partition began. So, this is the end of today's class. The rest of the class will be dealing in another video. Okay, thank you.